Now, in medical school, there's just too much content and too much volume of information that you have to study. And writing or summarizing notes will take so much of your time and will make it difficult for you to catch up with your other medical schoolwork. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 reasons why I stopped taking notes in medical school. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk you through what you can do instead. Now, the first reason is I think it will save you effort if you don't summarize notes, because actually most of what you need to know for the exam is already in the lecture handout. So if you're writing down everything that's already written in the textbook, it's just basically a duplication of effort. But actually, during my first few months in medical school, I tried to write my own notes for my textbooks, but I soon figured out that the answers to the questions asked in the exam can be found in the handouts, and only a few times can they be found in the textbook. So I asked myself, why do I bother writing down my own notes if there are already pre-existing resources, right? But this is not to say that you should only rely on your handouts, and I would recommend that you would still read the textbooks, because it will provide the much needed clinical context for you to better understand the topic. And of course, this is what you need to know for real life clinical situations. Now, the second reason is that it is not an effective study technique. Now, there are several studies such as that by Professor Donlowski et al. In 2013 and mentioned in the book Make It Stick that summarizing or creating notes together with highlighting and rereading are inefficient study techniques. Now, what works are active recall, spaced repetition, and interleaving. And the third reason is that it will save you time. And yes, you might know someone or have heard of students who swear by writing their own notes and got by pretty well and even scored high grades, but they also studied loads and loads of hours every day, which means it's not an efficient study technique versus doing past exams, sample exams, or flashcards, which are examples of active recall. Now, there are great medical YouTubers out there who already did a deep dive in this topic of effective study techniques, such as Ali Abdal and Thomas Frank, and I would recommend that you go and check them out. Now, it's not that I never take notes at all, because there are certain situations where I do take notes. Number 1 is to engage or to become more involved in the lecture and to keep myself awake. Number 2 is to write down the things that I don't quite understand, and then after the lecture, I will go back to it and then read on it to better understand the concept. And number 3 is when I annotate my handouts, which is when I write down on the side of the page of the very essential key points only, which I can then later refer to and then expand my knowledge on. Unfortunately, in some medical schools, there are still online Zoom lectures which require to be present even when it's going to be recorded anyway. So instead of wasting time, what you can do during the lecture is to write down the things that are not clear to you or the things that you want to read more upon or what the teacher emphasized may come out in the exam. What I do is I write it on a piece of paper, and then after the lecture, I would open my textbook and then I would find the answer to my questions. If I don't do this immediately, I will likely forget them, so I do them right away. If you like this video and you want to learn more about effective study techniques rather than summarizing your own notes, check out this video over here, which is some of the videos I made about them and some tips about the Philippine Medical Board exam. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.